In this video, I'm going to show you and demonstrate to you the most effective exercises you can do for a shoulder impingement and a shoulder pain. A 98% success rate. So this is an anatomical model of your right shoulder. This bone in front here is called the clavicle or the collarbone. It runs from the middle of your chest to the top of your shoulder. This bone here is called the acromion on top, sits here, and then you've got your upper arm that sits there. So an impingement is where the tendon becomes entrapped in the space between the roof of your shoulder or the acromion and the humerus in there. That's where the entrapment takes place. Key is you can see the acromion, the humerus and the subacromial space, and see what happens if I raise my arm. If I raise the arm, the tendon becomes trapped in the subacromial space, and that's causing you pain and impingement. So the exercises I'm going to demonstrate to you effectively increase the space in the subacromial space, thereby reducing the impingement on the tendon. Yeah? First, what we need to do is reduce the inflammation, so we'll go through that. Secondly, we increase the space, and we do this by hanging. That's 98% effective. Very, very good exercise. The third thing I'm going to demonstrate to you is some really effective exercises which will help to prevent impingement in the future. So here are two really quick tests you can do to see if your shoulder pain is caused by a shoulder impingement. Raise the arm ahead of you, raise it up to 90 degrees, then go out to about 30 degrees, thumb facing the ceiling, then you turn your hand around, thumb facing down, and now with the other hand, we're going to apply pressure on this arm, push it down, resist it with the affected arm, and if this causes you a pain in the shoulder, you're struggling with an impingement. The second test you can do is raise the arm to the side up to 90 degrees, bend the elbow, bring it across in front of your chest. With the other hand, I'm going to place my hand here on the elbow and my elbow on the hand. I'm going to rotate my arm down, turn it down. I'm going to bring the arm, the affected arm, across the chest even more. Now, if this causes you a pain in the shoulder, you're dealing with a shoulder impingement. The number one exercise for a shoulder impingement is actually a two-parter. It is hanging. There are two conditions before you start this exercise. Firstly, you need to be able to raise your arm up to 90 degrees relatively pain-free. And secondly, if you had a history of dislocating your shoulders or very brittle bones, you might want to get some medical advice first before you start doing these exercises. So you need to find yourself a beam or something to hang from. The ultimate goal is to hang loose. I'm going to hang just like this for 10, 20 or 30 seconds. You give yourself about a minute break. Yeah, and then you repeat it again. Yeah, and you do this for about 10 to 15 minutes a day. This is part 2 of the hanging exercise. Light weights though range from 1 to 8 pounds. You're allowed to increase the weight during the exercises, but only if you can perform 30 to 45 repetitions of all the exercises pain-free. That's when you're allowed to increase the weights. There's 3 movements that we're going to perform. The first movement is, and we're going to go sideways all the way up, hand palms facing down. We need to do full range of motion, and 30 to 45 repetitions of this. Elbow straight, make sure you're nice and upright, nice and straight. Straight after, you're doing hand palms facing down, and you're going forward. Yeah, as you can see, my hand palms are facing down. You're going in front of you and raise it all the way, there you are, above your head. And the last one, again, look at my hands, hand palms facing down, and you move your weights backwards, and you come forwards, and you move weight backwards and forwards. Again, 30 to 45 repetitions of this one. Now I'm going to move on to some more specific exercises, and they will help you to prevent a shoulder impingement in the future. So the next 2 exercises we're going to show you are going to help with the impingement, but more importantly, they also help to prevent it coming back in the future. And what I love about these 2 exercises is they work on muscles which depress, as in pull away, the upper arm from the roof of the shoulder. So they increase the space where the tendon runs through, so you have less chance of an impingement. Okay, the first exercise is we're going to exercise a muscle called the infraspinatus. I'm sure you've seen this before. You do need a little bit of a TheraBand for this one here. You need to make sure you're upright. Don't do the exercise slouch, make sure you're upright. Thumb towards the ceiling. Elbow needs to be at all times touching your side, upright, and all you do now is you rotate, you turn the arm out like that, and make sure you're upright. Yeah? And you do this 10 repetitions, you do 3 sets once a day, 15 repetitions max. So this final exercise is a specific exercise for two muscles called the teres major and the latissimus dorsi, and both those muscles play an important role in pulling the upper arm away from the roof of the shoulder, thereby increasing that space where the impingement normally takes place. Pull this band from front a little bit to behind you. Keep your elbow straight, make sure you're nice and upright posture when you're doing this, and do 10 repetitions, 15 repetitions, and repeat this 3 times.